We, as the Department of Defense, really haven't developed a new service since the Air Force broke off from the Army back in 1947. And I really wanted to be a part of something new and different and innovative.
Space is a growing domain, and I honestly was not interested in space before getting into the Space Force, but learning how much of an impact space has on the future conflict and just as a domain as well, it makes me motivated to continue to stay in the branch.
The American way of life is very reliant on space capabilities to enable things like communications technologies, position, navigation, timing. I'm sure everybody has used GPS at some point. GPS is also very good at doing a timing signal, and that allows the entire global economy to have kind of a structured time. Basically, you can all sync up to the same thing because we project it across space. That's critical for financial institutions like stock markets. Even just putting your credit card in at the gas pump requires a GPS timing signal. And so those kinds of things that we are so accustomed to not even thinking about, right? I like to use the similarity that General Raymond, the very first chief of space operations, says, right? When you flick your light switch on, the light comes on, right? And if you don't, that's when you know you have a problem. Well, in the Space Force, we always want to make sure that the light, and in this case, the space capabilities, always come on.
The United States Air Force Academy is also the United States Space Force Academy. Every year, we commission nearly half of all Space Force officers. And so if you're interested in joining the Space Force, the Air Force Academy really is your best chance in doing that.
I think the space programs here are probably one of the best things that you can do at the Academy, because it's not only about learning about space, it's more about getting immersed in this new and developing culture and getting the opportunity to see Guardians in action and seeing what your day-to-day life would be like, seeing the kinds of mission sets that you could do, because that's not something that's readily available on the internet.
What really prepared me is my time here at USAFA. When I was a 3 degree, I did CSOPS, Cadet Space Operations Squadron. That was a really cool time. It honestly gave me a glimpse into what satellite operations was like. And at the time, the Space Force wasn't even a thing, but eventually what the Space Force would be like.
I-5 is the space program that a lot of colleges offer. It just has people who are interested in space, not just the Space Force, but just bring their ideas to the table and talk about space and kind of collab in that way.
I think the best experience for the general person trying to learn about space would be Asmith. It's a 3-week program that you are able to kind of every day either go on a base visit, get to talk with super cool briefers, or see some of the commercial side of space. So you get to learn about every single aspect of space with hands-on lessons, with actual conversations with Guardians. You get one-on-ones, you get group briefs, small group briefs, and through that experience, I think my knowledge of the Space Force grew 100-fold. I think my favorite Asmith experience is the 0G hyperbolic flight. It's nicknamed the Vomit Comet, but you get to essentially go on parabolas and experience what it would be like to be on the moon, what it would be like if you were on Mars, and then obviously if you were just orbiting on the ISS. But it's an experience that not a lot of people have gotten, so that's cool, but more importantly, it helped me understand what it's like in that environment and why some of the technical issues for satellites may occur in that microgravity environment.
If you're looking for a challenge, I would say space is definitely the way to go. And so if you want to be on the cutting edge in terms of technology and training, we're doing a lot of new things. That's one of the advantages that we have being, a 5-year-old branch. So if you want to be on the forefront of that, that's why I would recommend joining the Space Force.